Hi soulmate, in this video I'll be teaching you how to make this stylish flare dress with gathers and collar. So if this is something you like, please kindly stick to the end of the video. So I'm making this with this Ankara fabric. Now I'm going to cut this out on a pattern paper and transfer to the lower part, especially because of the upper part of this dress. So first I'm getting my shoulder to gown length before the gathers. Full gown length is about 37 inches. Now first you're going to mark out your shoulder measurement divided by 2, and you're going to come down by 1 inch at this point. After marking that, mark out a basic neckline of 3 inches. Now from this point now, you're going to connect this all the way to that 1 inch shoulder slope. The next step is to find your armhole line, which is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Whatever you get, make a mark and draw out a straight line at that point. Now place back your tape and measure your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Now you want to place your tape, your ruler, connect this all the way up. Now I'm going to place back my ruler at this point and divide my shoulder into 2 equal parts and mark the midpoint. Come out by ½ inch, place your tape and mark your bust measurement divided by 4. Now connect here to the upper part and connect to the bust measurement divided by 4. Now look at the neckline of this dress. Notice that it is very deep, so I don't want mine to be much, so I'm just going down slightly after my bust point. The neckline is quite deep, right? It is almost towards the under bust. Now I'm just going to connect what I have to this point. Then after connecting, next step is to insert my body measurement. I'll place the tape, mark my bust measurement divided by 4. For this dress you need to add ease of 1 inch and then 1 inch for your stitching allowance, but for my ease I added half. So when making yours, please add 1 inch for ease. That measurement you have at the bust, transfer it to your under bust. Now you're going to rule out your under bust line because you're going to cut the upper part separately and then join it to the lower part. Now here I'll mark the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Now I didn't add ease there because you're going to either slash and spread or add extra measurement to it. Whatever measurement you have at the hip, you take it all the way down. Now after marking this, I'll go ahead to cut this out. After cutting this out, you're going to alter this pattern to get the back and the lower part of this dress. Now you can use a slash and spread method for this dress, or you can add extra measurements to the lower part. So if you want to use a slash and spread, that means you're going to slash your pattern. So I divided mine into three parts. The last one is not really the same with the other side, but when I was transferring my pattern to fabric, I just added extra allowance to the dress. So any method is okay. You can decide to add ease, extra ease, or slash and spread your pattern. Now we're going to use the upper part of this front pattern to get the back pattern. All you have to do is place and then correct the neckline of the back to 3 by 1 inch. So when you get to this point, you want to come down by 1 inch here and then connect it. This is the back neckline of your dress. Go ahead to cut it out. Now I'm going to use this pattern to cut out the upper part of the front and the upper part of the back pattern. So now here is my pattern. I have cut this out. Now if you notice, I added ½ inch here at the shoulder and also at the neckline. So I added ½ inch here all the way around except for the sides because we have already added ease. So I'll go ahead to unpin my pattern. I also cut out the lining for this dress. I'm going to separate the lining from the main fabric. Now place this and I'll go ahead to join the neckline together. I'll also join my lining together too. Then we'll go ahead to cut out the collar. Next step I'll take is I'll fold this my pattern now. Notch the midpoint of the back neckline. Very important. Make sure the neckline is matching very well and I will notch it. Now that part I notched, I'll place it on a clean pattern paper. Now I'll slant this side a bit so that the collar will relax. I'll use my pin and I'll go ahead to secure this. After doing that, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and trace the neckline just like you see me doing, right? So I'm trying to do this so that I'll get the exact shape. Now where your collar stops, I'm going to make a mark at that point. Then another thing you need to decide is how long you want the collar at the back to be also. Just going to use something that is moderate. So also when making this dress, you need about 4 yards, and what I had was 3 yards. So that is the more reason I just made my collar not to be so big. So what I'll do now is to draw out a straight line where I want my collar to stop. Then I'll also go ahead to readjust it a bit to suit what I want. The wideness of the collar, it exceeded the shoulder, so I'll come out and I'll extend it all the way down. So you can use something wider than this, but it shouldn't be so big, right? The collar exceeded the shoulder a little, so that is what I'm using for mine. I'll go ahead to connect. So I'm just using this method so that it will be very easier to understand. Then I will now extend this all the way down. Extend it to how long you want the front collar to be. Now where the collar stopped, now you're going to connect this all the way to the other side of your collar. So just go ahead to outline and then unpin it. Now this is what you have as your collar, and you're going to use it to cut it out. So this is more like an easier method. You don't have to go ahead to calculate. All you have to do is just go ahead to trace out with your pattern. I'll cut this out, cut out the main fabric, and I'll cut out lining for it. You can also iron interfacing to your lining, but if you have enough fabric, use the same fabric to cut your collar and the lining of your dress. So this is what it will look like, right? So my back collar is slightly too long. I'll just reduce it. Now watch how I'm placing it. This part at the back is closed. Cut this part of the collar closed because it is the back, there's no joining. Then I'm going to cut this out. Please remember to add 1/2 inch round even on the neckline, which will serve as a turn up allowance and also joining allowance to the neckline of the dress. So the next step I'll take is just to unpin it, separate it. I also cut out the lining the same way. Now what you're going to do is iron interfacing on your lining if you have interfacing. So I just placed mine that way, and you're going to trace out. So I joined one part of my lining, and at that point I noticed I had an excess, so I will trace it out much later. So just go ahead and stitch round the edge, leaving the neckline area open. After you're done stitching, all you have to do is just to notch it so that it's going to relax very well, and you're going to flip it to the right side and iron it out. This is what I have after ironing. Now this is the neckline of the main dress. What you have to do is place it this way on it. Note where the collar stopped, and I'm going to place it on it. From the actual neckline, from the actual dress, the collar got all the way to the depth of the neckline. But I want to close the neckline a bit so that it will not show my bust. So that is why my own collar is slightly up. Now take your lining and you're going to place it on top. You're going to make sure the shoulder area of the main line of the lining and the main fabric matches, the end matches also. If not, you're going to get an entire dress, a new dress altogether that is not what you're going for. So I'll just go ahead to pin. What I did was to place my main fabric, place the collar together, then place the lining, and then you go ahead to pin. Go ahead to stitch the neckline area of the dress first. After that, I'm going to go ahead to notch this all the way around. Then I'm going to flip it to the right side. Now place the sides and join with 1/2 inch this way. Then after placing with 1/2 inch, you're going to place the side of the back also, then stitch the armhole stitch the armhole of the dress. So after you're done doing this, you're going to repeat this on the other side, right? Now you're going to go towards this side and you're going to stitch with 1/2 inch all the way around. Now after stitching, you're going to flip this to the right side. But before doing that, you have to like notch the armhole area of your dress so that it is going to relax very well, and you will turn it to the right side. So after turning or flipping it to the right side, this is what you're going to have, right? Now the next step is to stitch the side. So just place your side, stitch with 1/2 inch, then on the other side stitch with 1/2 inch to join the sides together, and then go ahead to iron out your dress very well. Another thing I'll do is just to top stitch my neckline together, right? Because actually the collar of this dress is meant to extend all the way down, but I took my neckline a bit up so that I can top stitch it, close it up, so that my bust area will not be showing. The collar is meant to start all the way from the lower part, this towards this under bust area of this dress. Another thing I'll do is to get my velvet bias and I'll place. Now you go ahead to top stitch this on the collar only. You top stitch it all the way around, but the velvet bias I had was small, so I just stitched it to the side I could do the top stitch on. So after top stitching, I had to place this on my mannequin to check if what I had was okay. So I was okay with it. So we'll move on to the next part, which is the lower part. So just like I said, you can slash and spread, right? So, or you can just add extra ease to it. Remember to add 1/2 inch on top and 1/2 inch at the lower part also for joining allowance. So I had little material remaining, so what I did was just to add extra 5 inches. So if you want yours fuller, add extra 10 inches to what you have, or you can decide to slash and spread it, right, to make it more fuller, right? So this dress I just had like 3 yards while making the dress, so I just had to make do with what I have. I'm on the petite side. If you know you're much taller, I'm on the smaller size. If you know that you're much taller, please go ahead to use at least 4 yards for this dress. Please sorry for the noise at the background of this video. So after cutting this, now I am going to use this to cut the back, right? If you also want to attach pocket to yours, you have to like indicate where you do that. Now at the front, I will go ahead and fold this. If you look closely on the dress, you notice that the button in front of the dress is a sort of design. There's no opening at the dress. It was actually top stitched. Now I also use this to cut out my back. I added extra 5 inches, but the back is on fold, right? So what I am going to do now is to go ahead to join the front and the back together. Just like you see me doing, place your front and your back together, and you're going to stitch it with 1/2 inch at the sides of the dress. Now another thing you want to do is, for the front, we are going to make a loop and we are going to attach it. So that loop is about 4 loops at the front of the dress to give it that effect as if there is a button at the front of the dress, like there's a buttonhole or something like that. You just make a loop just like you see me here. You attach it at the back. Sorry, this fabric is too colorful and it might be difficult to see. All you have to do is mark 4 loops, mark where you want to place the 4 loops, and you're going to top stitch it at the front of the dress. Like I did here, I just attached 4 loops and I top stitch it at the center, right? So what you do is to gather the upper part after you're done joining. So next, let's bring in the lower part. We have joined the side, we have added the loop at the front, and we have top stitched it, right? So what you do is you're going to sew a gather stitch and you're going to gather it. Now after gathering this, we'll be adding it to the upper part of the dress. So if you have any question you want to ask so far, please go ahead to ask. This fabric is a bit colorful, so I feel like you might not be seeing some of the things I'm doing, but if you have any parts that you do not understand or see clearly, go ahead to ask. So what I'll do is, after I'm done gathering it, I'm going to join the upper part of the front and the upper part of the back. So while joining it, you want to pay attention, right? I had to turn this to the wrong side first, and also turn this part to the wrong side. Now after turning it, that side where you joined the dress at the upper part, and on that side where you joined it at the lower part, pin it. Now go over to the other side. The midpoint of the front pattern, we have like a top stitch, that place that we joined the loop together. Place it, and you're going to take note of that. Make sure it aligns. Then you go over to this side, the side of the upper part, and make sure that the side of the lower part matches. Now you're also going to pin it. This is so that you make sure that whatever you're gathering is equal. Then you go ahead to place the back very well, and you will join with 1/2 inch. So after joining with 1/2 inch, this is what I have. The full length of my dress is around 36-37, and I cut out about 30 inches, right? So what the lower part of my dress, I will complete it with a gathers. So I'm going to cut out the remaining part, and I will gather it to the lower part of the dress. After I was done stitching, this is what I have. If you have any questions so far, please kindly go ahead.